we don't run away. We come for better. We people that want for see what we they do. We people that want for know what we they say. Oh, we let we sorrow. Oh, we let we sorrow.
My boys, SLBC, Papa Salon, they appreciate you for you good work where you did. Papa Salon appreciate you.
Let's give thanks to Allah, the God. He has made everything good and possible in our life. We say bravo to the staff of SLBC for your good work you are doing in Sierra Leone. SLBC, na the pride of Sierra Leone. Na the good television station where we get insights and good. You get your good product, but they obituary bring am from SLBC go do am well.
Your boys, my boys, SLBC, Papa Salon, they appreciate you for you good work where you did. Mama Salon appreciate you. Your boys, my boys, SLBC, Papa Salon, they appreciate you for you good work where you did. Papa Salon appreciate you. Hey Papa, Papa God help we oh. And this world we full of witchcraft and so bad. Help them, Papa. Let's SLBC stand. Your mama they with you. Hey Papa.
Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the program for short. Today is a very special day and we are going to be discussing about a very special topic, and this particular topic is a celebration or a commemoration of what today is, that is October 11th, and today internationally is known as the International Day of the Girl Child. And so today's program is definitely going to be centered on discussing what this particular day is, why to celebrate it, and how we as Sierra Leoneans here in Sierra Leone are celebrating it. So today I have some special guests in the studio with me. My name is Hajatu Esfangua and I'll be the moderator for today's program. So in the studio with me today to discuss about the International Day of the Girl Child, I have three very beautiful ladies. As the day implies, it is the Girl Child's Day, so that is why everybody on set today is actually a lady, a girl. So they're going to be discussing about this day. But before you get to talk about it properly, can you introduce yourselves to our viewers?
Hello viewers, my name is Samantha Bintaba and I'm a member of CFA.
Good morning, listeners. My name is Philippa Kaido. I am the National Children's President for Children in Sierra Leone, and we are under the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. It's a pleasure this morning to sit here and educate the public around the essence of why we are celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child.
Good morning listeners, my name is Mary Julius, the Deputy Public Relations Officer for the Children's Forum Network.
It is such a pleasure to have you all here today. There's something that the UN, I believe the UN Secretary General said, that every girl everywhere deserves equality, opportunity and dignity. And today's celebration is definitely a way to raise awareness for this, because it is celebrated every year, and each year there's a different theme to go about it, and this year is pretty specific as well. Like the theme is very it's intense this year. It's very intense. So we're going to discuss about that. So viewers, if you would like to partake in the program and share your word or share your voice in here, you can send it to the number 099 2018 36 099 2018 36. So let's get into the discussion proper. Felipa, what can you tell me about this day? What is the International Day of the Girl Child?
Okay, so the International Day of the Girl Child has its theme every year, and this particular year, its theme it's been specified, which is the girl I am, the change I lead, the girl on the fourth line of crisis. So if you look at this particular theme, it's trying to target certain girls who are in certain situations. And then I want listeners to know that girls keep on facing challenges every day and now. And I want us to know that in the African setting, the challenges that girls face are different from the challenges which boys face. So when you look at the theme itself, it's first of all trying to tell the girl to identify the personality of who the girl is. Because one thing I noticed is that in an African setting, most girls fail to identify their true identity. Reason because of our society have looked at them because of their sex, looking at our society have categorized them. So looking at the theme, it's trying to give girls the empowerment that the girl I am. Because you are a girl, that means that you can be the change you want to be. Because you are a girl child, that means that you can be a leader in your society. And then it also talk about girls at the front line of crisis, which simply means that you being a girl child, first of all, you are going to face challenges. And then now let's talk about the crises that girls face at the front line. And but yet still, even though girls faces these challenges even though girls faces challenges, crises, yet still they're able to overcome it. And then let's look at the crises that girls face. There are a lot of crises which girls face just because they are a girl child. Let's talk about child marriage. We've seen examples cut across the world. I was going through TikTok and I saw a recent post. Initially, Somalia banned child marriage, but immediately it doesn't even take like 24 hours. They later reverted the laws. I saw pictures and videos of older men on TikTok. They were crying, pleading to the government that they need to revert the law. Wow. Because they love doing it. And there was a video, a 9-year-old girl, she was pregnant. These are some of the crises which we are talking about. So if you look at this theme, it resonates with what is happening cut across the world. And when we are talking about the International Day of the Girl Child, which talks about the theme, it is not only Sierra Leone that is celebrating it. There are other countries that are also celebrating it. When you talk about Somalia, when you talk about Nigeria, when you talk about Ghana, even in European countries, they are celebrating it. But yes, there are challenges and there are crises which girls are faced. It doesn't mean because we are not living in war, that doesn't mean girls are not facing crisis. Girls are facing crises like child marriage. Girls are facing crises like teenage pregnancy, like child labor, FGM. And these are things which are really happening in Sierra Leone. Yep. And that is what we continue to push for, because this crisis keeps on repeating itself over and over again.
Wow, okay, so it is a very important reason why UN declared October 11th to be the International Day of the Girl Child, because as you rightly said, there's so many things that the girl child goes through when their rights are neglected. They feel like they're not accepted, or maybe they're not given exactly what they ought to be given to be able to live a proper life. So it was declared in 2011. And today is marking the 13th anniversary of the International Day of the Girl Child. And as you rightly stated, there's so many things, so many issues, not only in Sierra Leone, but global perspective. But because we're in Sierra Leone, we're going to mainly focus on what we face and what the girl child face. And we are the best position to actually talk about it, because we are ladies with us, so we can be able to express ourselves in that particular manner. So Felipa already said so much, but I'll come to you, Binta. So for sure, the quote or the theme for this year is "The Girl I Am, the Change I Lead, Girls on the Forefront of Crisis." And the Creole version of that is "The Girl Picking We Know Insef, They Be Fool, Wahalade. What in this mean? What you can tell to viewers and in this particular area?
Okay, so maybe in your perspective, I feel like say we say the cow picking we abi sorry, in my own perspective, I feel like say this made like waiting cow picking them the face as in the cow picking them waiting the undergo through like country the quick rice system is it disturb we and all them things like that.
So the theme is that girls are at the forefront of these matters. So how are girls really at the forefront of like child marriage or sexual abuse?
Okay.
How are they at the forefront?
So in my perspective, mainly I'm gonna say yes, how to say boy picking they also day into the high system. But mainly now girl picking them more there is a pressure like, on girls. And then they get married early and they know they get enough access to education, quality education, and then they quick teenage pregnancy and boku teenage. So basically now girl picking them they in the front line and then come first when it comes to the high system.
May, what can you add to help you to this?
For girls in the front line of classes, for the girl I am, it gives us a strong sense of responsibility. The girl I am carrying a lot of responsibility, even at a very young age.
Yeah.
At an age of 9, 10, 11 to 14, the girl has already taken, some girls have already taken family responsibility and sort of that. And then it gives us identification, like the girl I am, how you want people to see
Yes.
you, how you want people to see you in the inside, not on based on what you are in the outside, but you want people to see you beyond what they are seeing. And also the change I lead, girls taking leadership roles and responsibilities in their communities, in a male dominated society where they're not given chance. So the thing is really talking about that. And then girls being on the front line of crisis. Well, as you all know, girls are the most vulnerable and we suffer a lot of crises like water issues. Like sometimes if there is no water in the community or in the area, girls will not be able to take care of themselves properly, like for their hygiene, like during their menses and all that stuff like that.
Okay, so you guys are all from the Children Forum Network and you advocate not only for girls but you also advocate for boys as well. But because we're centering it on girl child, I just want to ask you guys, maybe you could be a particular inspiration for somebody watching this program today. And so because the theme is so big in terms of saying the girl that I am, yeah, you're identifying yourself as a leader. You're not identifying yourself as a victim. So that's very important because you're also the girl that leads at the end of the day. So you're at the forefront of matters. So individually, I just want to know, start for me, for Nipa, what is something that you do in your school or that you do at home or that you do in your community that you're taking the forefront center at in leading that particular initiative that could be of help to somebody?
Okay, so you are indirectly asking me about my work that I do. So being a CFN national president, it means a lot, more especially when I am a girl child. So the Children's Forum Network, it has been established since way back in 2000, and just look from 2000 to 2025, we only have now 3 female elected presidents. The rest are male, which tells you how, for me personally, I push to ensure that I am at the forefront in addressing crises or challenges that are affecting girls. And when it comes to the work I do as a national children's president, I've always ensured I influence policies that will affect and that will influence. I always ensure I influence policy that will impact the girls in a very positive manner. Policies like what? Like the child marriage bill. So as Children's Forum Network, we are proud to say that our voices was part of it. We are proud to say that we helped and we contributed greatly. We've been part of the consultation from regional level. When it comes to national level, we went to parliament. We've been part of all of this consultation, giving our input, persuading the parliamentarians to see reason with us as to why we need to pass the child marriage bill, which tells you one of the roles which I play and which also resonates with the team. Girls at the forefront of crisis. There is child marriage which is happening in Sierra Leone, and I'm proud to say that now in Sierra Leone, nobody can involve a child, whether a boy or a girl, into child marriage, because if you are being caught, you are going to pay a fine, which of course is going to be very huge, which is 50,000 years. In old money was 50 million years. Or you go to jail, not less than 15 years in prison. So this is something which I'm proud of. And last week Monday, we did a press conference. They've already enacted the bill. It's good, but now this is our responsibility as children advocates to educate the media.
Yes.
What is your own responsibility to ensure that if you see, oh yeah, where they are doing discussion to involve a child into child marriage, what is your own responsibility? We did our press conference on the prohibition of the child marriage to ensure we educate people about the impact and what will be their own responsibility. And as I speak to you currently, the child rights bill is currently at the office of the president waiting for his assent. And I can tell you, as Children's Forum Network and as the national president, I've been part of this consultation, we've been at the wall of parliament, advocating for a law that will protect children, though there is a but, which of course we as children advocates, we are advocating, because I see it that this thing really resonates with what we are facing as girls. Because when you look at the thing, we also want to try to localize it at the crisis which girls are facing in Sierra Leone. One is the female genital mutilation. People keep on saying that the female genital mutilation is a culture. We are not against it, but what we are saying as children advocates is that allow the child to make his or her decision after age 18 years, and we are advocating for the girls specifically, because we've seen when we talk about this process, it is a transitional process. So let's say even if you are age 8 years or age 10 years, as long as you've gone through the process, you are automatically an adult and also a woman, which are according to tradition. And that is why we said, we advocated that allow the child at the age of 18 years, she can make her decision. We don't want these children to be going to the process, which is FGM, because if they go through the process FGM, there is high chances for them to involve into child marriage. There is high chances for them to involve into teenage pregnancy. So me being a girl child and me being a leader, me being a change at the forefront in terms of addressing crisis, these are some of my responsibilities by influencing policies, by ensuring I come to the media. So most of my advocacy work has been focused on awareness raising, by talking to people, educating people about the impact, educating people about the advantages if they do certain activities. And most of the time what I do also, whenever I attend programs, I ensure I take pictures, I post them on my social medias. Reason be because even though the program would have passed, but let's say in the next 50 or maybe 20 years, somebody will still go through my pages. You might not know me in person, you might not have a good relationship or even meet me in person, but going through my page, you can be motivated to be that girl that you can be motivated to be a leader. You can even be better than Philippa. You can be CFN national president, you can be a leader in your community, and you can create a change. So these are some of the activities which have been involved, and I've always said it. Even though I'm going to do a transition into adulthood, I'm not going to stop, because one thing which I notice is that there are guys, immediately when they transition, I can understand when you are transition, it is difficult for you to continue your work. But for me, this is something which I've promised myself. Even though I will be transition, but I'm not going to stop. I will always ensure I talk to people. I will always ensure that I serve that role model. I'll be a mentor for somebody that is afar, and I can inspire that individual to be the change. Because if we want to develop Sierra Leone, we need to inspire the girls to be specific.
That was a lot, Philippa. But we thank God that at least you are really stepping out, being at the forefront of matters. And as you said, you're really following the theme for this year to ensure that when there are these crises, girls are not the backseat just watching. They're not lapping at home. They're actually ensuring that their voices matter and they're making that change that needs to be made. Mary, what can you say in this regard? As a young girl, as a leader that you are, you're the PRO for Children's Forum Network. So what is it that you can say to somebody who's watching to be like, oh, this team so they just stuck on normal, but it's not really possible that I can lead. It's not really possible that I can be at the forefront of crisis. What can you say to that person?
Well, I want girls to look at themselves, to believe in themselves, to have confidence in themselves. Because if I have confidence in myself, then I'm able to do the greater things. So I want them to be leaders of themselves, change makers of themselves. Say, I want to do this particular thing, and I'm going to do it. And I also want girls to help their fellow girls, because for example, we the girls, we're the ones that are putting ourselves behind. For example, if you say now, Mary, I made this bag, and I'll be like, also if also make this bag, as people don't make this bag, so and get profit for the bag, so listen to you back, they go put some for the bag. So I want girls, my fellow girls, to support themselves, to support each other, because it's only by supporting each other that we are going to have something that is mutual. Because girls are not supporting their fellow girls in this our country, we are saying, and if
They're not supporting.
their fellow girls,
Really?
yes. For example, just what like the example
Yeah,
I
the
have
example.
made, and then you see girls discriminating each other, like bullying and all of that stuff. And
So when you see this, what do you do as a leader that you are? If you're in that particular environment and you see that a fellow girl child is doing something to another girl that is not supposed to be done, what do you do? How do you stand at the forefront of that matter?
well, I try to make a change by talking to the girl that is bullying the other, and then try to tell her that we are all sisters and we should not be doing things like this, and then try to get I try to have a mutual understanding or the concepts of a mutual understanding between the both of us, like saying, and we are all girls, so why should we fight? We are sisters, and then we should. You see, boys, they don't do these things, they don't do that stuff. All the girls having these kinds of introversy. So I try to like build a connection between both of us, stuff like that.
Nice. At least you're taking the forefront to that matter, not allowing discrimination to happen whilst you're around. Yeah, which is very, very good. So, Binta, now again to you personally, your experience as a leader, as somebody who is a girl and also making that change, what is it really that you do when you stand at the forefront of the matter to ensure that something is done for your right?
Okay, as you already know, I'm an advocate. I'm a citizen advocate. I advocate against a lot of things that are affecting girls personally. So in my community, I talk to girls, my peers. I tell them about CFN, how it empowers girls, about crises, how it helps us, it creates a good impact in our lives, how things we do in general as girls, how we should do it in a good way, how it creates a greater impact in our lives. I talk to them, I advocate to them.
Okay, so you literally bring it to their attention to say, this and this is what is happening, and this is how you can play a part to ensure that you
to be a leader in our society, to become a great leader, instead of always participating. We do have a chance to become leaders.
Yes.
Instead of always self-sabotaging ourselves, we can actually be comfortable in our own skins and have confidence in ourselves that we can become a greater leader.
Nice. So all of you are really like inspiring, and I feel like a lot of people, if they're really paying attention to you, if they're a girl sitting at home, they will know that there is something to do. There is a way that they can lead. And so we're going to get more into this discussion. And when we come back, I really want us to go through the challenges that you guys have identified necessarily in the girls face, because I think we've been just listing them, but we have to really specify them. Philippe already started with one, but I know that there's so many others, so we're going to go into it in more detail for girls who are at home, for girls who may be in schools, to ensure that we provide a way when they can step into the forefront of that matter and solve the issue to be a leader and to indeed be the girl that they are to be in that environment. So we're going to come back very soon to discuss that, but before we go, I just want to remind you that you can send your text messages to the number 099 2018 V6. We'll be right back. Good morning yet again. Oh, that was a beautiful one. So we'll definitely continue with the program, and today we are celebrating or commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child. And today with me in the studio, I have members from the Children from Network here in Sierra Leone. I have Binta with me. Thank you for being in the program. I have Philippa, the national president, and I also have Mary, who is the PRO. They're here to talk about this day, and for the past 20 plus minutes we have been discussing about the day. The theme, of course, this year is the girl I am, the change I need, girls at the front line of crisis. And in Creole, the girl picking, we know instead, day before, we wahala day. Wow, what a theme. So, as I said before, we're going to now delve into the challenges, like specific challenges that you have identified that girl child going through in Sierra Leone. And if it can be generally as well in the global perspective, that is also okay. But because we're in Sierra Leone, I think we have to focus it more in Sierra Leone so that at least people can know how they can address these issues, and our girls themselves who are looking and hearing you guys speak here today can be able to have the confidence to be at the forefront of crisis. That is the thing. Legal picking and Timag before we were holiday. So what are some of these challenges?
Okay, so this is a personal challenge which I face,
Okay.
and so one of the challenges which I face is that whenever a girl child speak up for themselves, people can take and say, this speaking too dry, like you need a free. So this is challenge which I've faced, and but one of the thing about me is that you cannot wrong me, or you cannot silence me without me not talking for myself. Like I've always been advocate for myself since I was those age of 8, 7 years. Like I was really talkative. I can really defend myself. So when I join advocacy, when I continue my education, this is something which I have identified. People always want to silence guys. Silencing guys is not only by you defending yourself, but even in leadership position. I face this, and this is something which it really hurts me so badly. And even up to now, but sometimes I just look at it and said, Philippa, you know what, I'm capable. So even if they do not give me the position, I'm fine. When it comes to leadership position, people don't believe guys to lead. And we are seeing things that are supporting it. It's not like I'm saying their religion, for example, the Muslim does not believe that girls should lead. Even sometimes I do question myself, why is it that sometimes girls will always be at the back when they are praying? It is their religion, it is their own culture. But yet still we are seeing it that even in leadership position, they don't believe that girls should lead. And even in the society, this thing has been integrated. It is in the society that people believe that girls should not lead. It has even reached to a point, there are certain boys when sometimes we have conversations, they'll be like, me, if there's a girl picking on a leader, I need a vote. And this is something which has already migrated and it has graduated at national politics. That is why you are seeing women cannot. It's not like we don't have capable leaders. It's not like we don't have women who are leaders. It's not like we don't have women who are capable than men that occupy ministers' position or even who have become presidents of Sierra Leone. But do you know what is the reason? It is because of the perception. There are people if you tell them that it is a woman that will lead, no matter how qualified she is, no matter how she can defend herself, just because she's a woman, she has been disqualified. So this is a challenge which personally I face.
That is very interesting that you said that. So now because we're centering it on girl child, it's specific to girl child, and there's certain things that indeed a girl child, since you're little, that is where you get the perception of how I can be a leader, where can I be a leader, and how I can be able to apply that leadership. So centering it on girl child, you made mention of saying, oh, if somebody begin to talk too much, person will come and say, oh, you talk a lot, you should keep quiet, you should do this, you do. But then sometimes it's all when a girl child can be pretty disrespectful because they they maybe of the way they have been grown. So how do you like really distinguish that in terms of maybe somebody has a child and that child maybe is like very hyper and the child talks a lot and in anything that she's very curious about certain things, but how can you distinguish that from being disrespectful? so that at least that particular child can know exactly how to live life?
Okay, so first of all, I will not advise anybody to be disrespectful, because for me personally, respect should not be by age. You should respect somebody because the person is a living being. You should even respect an animal because the animal has feeling. So I don't. For me, respect should be cut across. Everybody should respect, regardless of your position, regardless of your gender, your age. You should respect. So you as an adult, you should expect a child. A child, you should expect an adult. You know, sometimes people they categorize expect by age. That means a child should expect an adult, but an adult cannot expect a child. So for me, cut across, everybody should expect everybody. Reason being, because these are some of the things that should be part of the lifestyle of people. Because if it is part of us, then everything can go on smoothly. In the side of a child, there are certain times children can be very disrespectful. It goes beyond. So even though you have a right as a child or even as an adult, you also have a limitation. So let's say, for example, if somebody I've been hurt several times because certain times people, like I said, sometimes people don't give me position because of my sex, because of my age, because of how I look. They say people you are too small to lead. But yes, still, whenever I'm trying to communicate, I'm not being disrespectful. I just state my points very clear. I don't like what you're doing, and I cannot accept this because of this reason. But I think your means of communication should be very clear. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to be disrespectful. You don't need to be shouting while communicating. So
that's exactly what I was saying.
So I think those are some of the differences.
Even when you're at the forefront of the matter of the crisis, do not be disrespectful.
Exactly.
Express your opinion and just know that you can actually be listened to once you put it across in a very respectful manner. So girls, let's learn this today. We have to humble ourselves. So Binta, let me come to you. I think you stated before one of the challenges that you spoke about is like self-sabotage. And I don't know if you want to discuss more about it or you have another challenge that you think girls do go through in our society.
Actually, I'd like to talk more about self-sabotage, and I'd like to talk more about other challenges. Self-sabotage. Well, personally, as you can see, I'm kind of a bit nervous because I'm new to this. I'm new to advocacy. I'm new to Children's Forum Network. I'm just a new member. So in my own perspective, I was just sitting one day and then, you know, I have a friend called Edna. She's also a member of Children's Forum Network. She was like, Binta, I think you need to join Children's Forum Network. You know, you can do it. You're bold enough. You talk a lot. You talk valuable things, important things. You know, you can do it. And I was like, nah, I'm not born for those stuff. I don't like those kinds of stuff. And I don't think people will listen. Maybe I wouldn't say important things. I wouldn't, personally, I think I self-sabotage myself a lot. So I think that's what girls need to stop doing. They need to embrace themselves. They need to become confident enough to think that, yes, I can be a leader. I want to become a leader. I can do things that men can do. I can do better even. Those are the things that I want girls to
I
highlight.
feel like you're stressing more on the girl I am in terms of identifying who you are.
Exactly.
As a
The girl I am, as in I know myself.
Yeah,
I know who I want to be. And I'm putting in everything I've got in what I want to be.
So now do you know who you want to be?
Yes, I know who I am.
Stopped.
Exactly. I know who I am. I think we're all finding ourselves as we go. But eventually we get to that point that we know who we want to be and we know who we are.
So that's a very good point that you just cut across there, and I feel like every girl child who's watching this, you should know who you are. Yes, you're a girl child, but then identify what you can do and what are your skills and how can you implement that in society to make a positive and great change, just like our ladies are doing in society now. So of course, before I get on to you, May, to also share your own view on the challenges, I just want to extend gratitude for today's celebration. There's many people who have come together to ensure that you guys are here today, to ensure that you're not only here but you're going to be elsewhere as well to advocate for girl child's rights. And of course one of them is the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, which of course they are the ones organising this particular International Day of Girl Child in partnership with UNICEF, with BRAC, with Child Fund, Save the Children, and of course Plan International Series. So yeah, that is very good, and we are glad that people are coming on board to celebrate and commemorate girl child in our society. So Mary, what do you think are some of the challenges that girl child go through in our society?
First of all, the mindsets of people around us. For example, there was this little child, the auntie like is closer to the little child, and then little kids they copy from what they see. I was not saying that what the child did was right, but how the parents corrected the child was not right. She was like, "Now see get what's up to man maridos," and I was like, for this super picking now you are maridos now. She was like trying to impact the girl how she should behave when she reach the age of marriage at a very young age. And I was like, if you start these things when she's young, don't you think you're going to push or force her into marriage at a very early age? And then she was like, no, I just want you to know, make you not go misbehave now in maridos at a very young age. And then also this the Bondo society, we are not saying we are going against our culture. We are just saying that children below the age of 18 should not join. And then children, that children below the age of 18 do not have consent. They only the parents have consent for them. So when they pass the age of 18, they can be able to give their consent whether they want to join the Bondo society or not. And we are not saying we are going against our culture. We love our culture and then we want our culture to continue. But they should stop forcing children into it, and then let them have the free will when they reach the age of 18 to go into the Bondo society. And then the other thing again, children face is water crisis, girls especially, because if we don't have water supply, we will not be able to take care of our personal hygiene, for example, our menses and all that stuff. And then that some girls they see it's very expensive to buy sanitary pads. So like we are teaching girls how to make reusable pads, that part where you wash it and then you dry it and then you use it again. And because girls especially they see sanitary pad is very expensive, 30,000, 40,000, and they will be like, if I don't have sanitary pad, I will not be able to do this stuff and that stuff and that and all of that. And then the other problem again we are facing as girls is the electricity. Supply.
Lights.
I'm the first on the area. You all of our first lights. So electricity supply again is another thing. They'll be like I want to study but there is no light, there is no electricity supply in my house. And then like during the day we are the ones doing the house chores, we are the one doing this, that and all of that stuff, and then we'll not be able to have chance to study during the day. Like unless at night hours. And then at night hours again Esther will not allow us to rest. They will like be taking the lights, giving it and going there, playing with the light, stuff like that. And then they will not give us chance to be able to read our books. Like for me, for example, if there's still light, I'll go and sleep. I'll know it's for it. So like we really need to Ethan needs to really improve on the light facilities, the light distribution in the areas.
Yeah, I like your stories. I think we really with the auntie, they have so many stories. And I like that when you guys are speaking, one of the things that you did not mention as a challenge now is education. So I believe there is an improvement in this area.
Yeah.
Because you were not mentioning it in terms of a challenge. But it's a great. Do you guys think that's a good
that
thing?
is free education. Everyone now has opportunity to a quality better education. Thank God, thank you to Papa government to help with education. But there is something I wanted to add. Within Philip Babise, I just need to say this in curiosity. Philip Babise about respect. We be like girl picking them, they be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Personally, I believe say respect the go both ways, just as Philip say. You know what expect girl picking for the day no more than you go talk to her in any kind of abuse. If you talk to her in a calm manner, himself go talk to you in a very calm manner. You know what be like all good to and they expect some procedure and like not talking like then they're not just done. Obviously we talk to her in a good way, he get for talk back to you in a good way. So I believe say we need for be nice to one another. Exactly. If certain something happen where they pay you, where you picking or your small sister or somebody it do you, talk to them able send to I know like what you do me so able so and so. Not so come on this nah, they are girls are fragile. You talk to them in a calm pace and then back they give you the same thing. They're like mirrors.
Okay, so I feel like what you and Felipe said, I'll take both of your responses. Yes, everybody deserves respect. Everybody has to respect one another. But there's also a moment when Felipe said that lots of people have angered her, or they don't disturb her in a certain way, but she kept her cool, and she just knew exactly who she was, and so she did not give in to what they were saying. So it doesn't matter if somebody shouts at you very wrongly, you don't have to shout back, but you can, be graceful in that situation. That's where now you can actually bring the aspect of the person that you are. So maybe if the person is yelling and being rude, you can decide to not be rude and decide to be calmer. It's either you escape from that situation and you lead in a different manner. So
Exactly.
you can just
Exactly like
know how
you
to
said.
go about it. Yeah.
Philippa already knew herself.
Yeah,
then,
so
but for some girls, they don't know.
and that is why you
themselves.
guys are here today, to tell
Exactly.
them that you have to know you are the
Exactly.
girl that I am. You have to know who you are,
Exactly.
and knowing who you are helps you to navigate how you lead and navigate how you stand in the front line of
Exactly.
crisis, as you guys are doing, which is excellent. So I have some text messages here that I'm definitely going to read, because we're about to give our remarks lastly, but let's just go through it. I have this one that says, Happy International Day of the Girl Child. Every girl carries power, potential, and purpose. Let's celebrate the leaders of today and tomorrow. The girl I am is bold, brave, and brilliant. I am the change my world needs. Hashtag girls lead. Okay. I also have this one that says, how can we help girls lead boldly even when times are tough? And what message would you send to girls around the world facing challenges today? And of course, this one says, what makes you proud to be a girl? And lastly, every girl is a gift from God, full of wisdom, strength, and purpose. How are you using your light to make a difference? So yeah, these are just a few text messages, and like I said, we're rounding up, so you guys are going to be saying closing remarks in terms of this. So you guys have heard what people have sent in, and I'd just like you guys to just make references towards that. What makes you proud to be a girl? What do you think are the difference that girls can make in our society in pertaining to this particular theme, and how can they continue to be change leaders in our society? So I'll go with Binta, and I'll go with May, and then the president can just round it all up. Yeah.
Okay, so I caught one, said how do you use your light to
Make a difference.
make a difference. Exactly. I already said earlier that I advocate to my fellow peers. I tell them about how Child Fund is, trying to empower girls to become better leaders. They can believe in themselves. They can do it. How should I say? I instill confidence into them. I believe that if every girl is confident and that they could do anything. So yes, all I'm trying to say is, I feel like they should become more confident and believe in themselves. Like I said earlier, self-sabotage. They should stop self-sabotaging themselves. Maybe it could be their friends that's discriminating them and downgrading them. You should not listen to what people have to say about you. You know who you are. You should know who you are and know who you want to be and know how you want to make a difference. And I believe then nothing can stop you. The sky is doing it.
Nice. Hey.
Well, for girls, let's all stop discriminating ourselves. And while we try to rise, let's rise up with one another. While you are rising, you try to uplift the next girl closer to you. And then let's be girls with values and dignity and self-humility. That's all.
Nice. Lead up.
Okay, so for me, I would like to say Happy International Day of the Girl Child to every girl that is watching me and listening to me right now. It means a lot for you to be a girl child, and I want you to see yourself as the change. I want you to be at the forefront of addressing crises that are affecting girls. I want you to be the advocate. You can start in your own way. You can start by going online, educating people about the importances of you being a girl child. I want you to reflect on the potential that you have in you. You need to understand that the world cannot see you better than the way you see yourself. And if you want the world to believe in you, you need to believe in yourself. Happy International Day of the Girl Child. Let us continue to push, and let us prove to the world that what boys can do, girls too can do it.
Nice.
better.
So let's say the Happy International Day of the Girl Child and then the theme, the Creole theme.
Okay.
Can we do that together?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2.
Happy International Day of the Girl Child.
The Gambia Day no UNICEF
Day before we wahala day.
Amen. Nice. Nice. So of course again we'd just like to extend thanks and gratitude to the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs for organizing this year's International Day of the Girl Child, and also in partnership with UNICEF, BRAC, Child Fund, Save the Children and Plan International. So this is how we are rounding up for today's edition and commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child. Of course the day still continues, and even after today we are still going to continue to celebrate Girl Child and to advocate for Girl Child and to ensure that every girl know their rights. So of course I would like to say again thanks to the management and staff of the SLBC television, of course the head of television Tech of Somalia, thanks to him, thanks to our camera operator for today, Cherry Cold, thanks to our digital and vision mixer that have been helping us, William Freeman and Josephus Cole. And Josephus, and also I would like to say thanks to executive producer who of course is Hamatiba, and our producer Tosan Wumi Onyewe. I have been your presenter for today's program. My name is Ajanatu S. Bango. Until next time, have yourself a great day and happy International Day of the Girl Child.